everybody. Welcome back. Big Ambitions, point for early access. Last time we left off with the logistics of our company being built up. We hired a logistics manager. We got a warehouse going. We got the delivery started, and we got our purchasing agents going as well. We are going to hire another purchasing agent so that we can get the other import business going as well, because we need to get cheap gifts, etc. So basically we have some other things that we need essentially. I know last time I said I'm going to get rid of this one. I think I'm just going to hold on to it, to be quite honest, because I'm going to need to have this relationship in the future anyway, because currently we need hair care products and this is the only place that can get it. My reasoning before of getting rid of it prior was that I just really didn't want to have to hire a third purchasing agent because it's just another salary to pay, and obviously the headquarter business does not generate income. However, the more I thought about it, I thought about it in more like a support class in an MMO. They may not be, like the best healers, and if they do damage, they're not going to be the best damage dealers either, but they make everyone else better around you. So in this case, the relevance here is the cost of goods. Although they are an increase in salary, obviously, they reduce the cost of goods by a margin that is greater than their salary altogether. So by making things cheaper for me overall, it's going to make their salary not only be absorbed by the profit that we'll be making because of that, but it'll also make all of our businesses, I'm looking at employees here, but all of our businesses and our future businesses just that much better. So I think I'm just going to go with it. I've already gone through and contacted City Workforce. I just asked for 3 candidates in a day. We got 6,300 in the bank right now. We are definitely going to be getting more than that, but we are going to move forward here. One more thing too. I also hired another logistics manager, and the sole reason right now is that our current logistics manager, if I could get to it here. Oops, there we go. He only has a rating of around, I think, something like 40%. Remember, I had just decided to use him just because I wanted to get this going. It's not a good enough percent. If you look at the F1 menu and you look at the employee types, logistics manager's percentage defines how many extra locations they can deliver to. Right now, he can only deliver to 2, but we have 3 businesses. So this is not ideal. So the reason why I did what I did when hiring the other logistics manager is that I can start training that person up. Right here, he's at 29%. I can start training him up. I'm just going to get him to 100%, to be honest. We can suffice with what we're dealing with now. And yeah, I think that's the best foot forward right now. And that way, once we get him trained up, he could take over doing the deliveries. We can just keep the current logistics manager if we feel like it. He is young versus Desjardins being 57. Hell, to be quite honest, we can get this guy leveled up and then bump this guy up. He is more per hour, but whatever. Either way, let's get things going and get moving with probably getting another business aside from the law firm. I don't know. You'll find out here in just a second on what I do. See you in a second, guys. All right, so I've gone a few days here. I had a couple hiccups in terms of I forgot to deliver the hair care products. Of course I did. It only makes sense. So what ended up happening is I had a day where I made only like $3,000, which, I mean, for getting the hair care products and having almost an entire day of no haircuts it's not bad for the profit. So what I also did was I added chicken kebab skewers to the fast food restaurant, and whoa, did it make a difference. Look at that revenue. Whoa. I'm loving it. This is not sponsored by McDonald's. Anyway, you could tell this was a good idea. I mean, yeah, the cost is much higher than everything else, of course, but the return is much higher than everything else. It is more than everything combined. Let's see what this is: $2,900, $3,896.60. Still more. So it doubled my business. Hence, when I got hair care products in, I made 12 grand for the day. So now I'm at 31,000. So with that being said, with having this much money at the moment, I've gone ahead and rented an office. Originally, if you could see here, you could see I also rented a retail business. I was actually going to make a coffee shop just because I kind of like these, these shops and retail businesses more than office businesses altogether in the first place. I mean, the office businesses, there's nothing wrong with them. It's not as involved, I guess. I don't really know how else to put it. I just find the idea of retail more fun, I guess. Regardless of that, I realized that given the amount of money that I have, it actually isn't out of the realm of possibility to do a lawyer office, a law firm, I should say, the appropriate term here. So I'm going to hold on to this retail space just because where I got it's pretty good. It's this spot right here, 45 traffic, 30 capacity. I mean, again, focusing in this neighborhood, pretty awesome right here on this strip. So I could have gotten this office building, but to me, I really don't understand the true, at least right now, this early in the game, I do not understand the worth of trying to accomplish a 50 capacity business when they only do like one customer per hour as a lawyer, if I'm not mistaken anyway. I mean, let's take a look. Lawyers doesn't even, an hourly lawyer fee. So my assumption on that is that it's one per hour. And, in order to meet capacity on this, I have to hire 50 lawyers, and they're not all going to have 50 customers per hour while I'm paying them, I think they're $100 or so an hour as an employee. So, I mean, this will be fine. I'm not even going to honestly do 10. To tell you the truth, I don't think I can handle $1,000 an hour when they're not meeting that capacity. So I think what we're going to do, we're still going to stick with a law firm, but I think what we're going to do is maybe hire 2 lawyers to start. That means hopefully that they will always have a customer every hour they're working, and we're not going to lose money from this business. So let's go with that. It's a standard 285 square meter business. We need to make our way to Scott's office supplies, Mr. Scott's. They open in 3 hours at 10 o'clock. So I will see you guys there in just a moment. Okay, we've made it to Mr. Scott's office supplies. We need to get a couple desks. We need to get a couple computers, and we need to get a couple chairs. And hopefully they don't ask for much more than that on the onset. So let's just do this. I do realize that we're going to need to do this again as well for the headquarters, the 2 people that will be coming in. But right now we're training them, so it's not that big a deal. Oh, wait, no, I don't need these. I need discard. Discard. All right. Need the chairs. All right, let's get these in here and let's head back to our business, or our office, I guess I should say. Now, with the lawyers, I think just to get this mission completed, I'm gonna just hire them as is. If I remember correctly, let's pause this. If I remember correctly, yeah, the skill level defines how much customers are willing to pay. So maybe I shouldn't leave them as is. Maybe I should train them up a little bit. I don't want to lose money off them again because they cost a lot of money per hour. I mean, it makes sense. They're lawyers after all. I mean, lawyers make tons of money. In fact, you could almost make the argument that a good lawyer in this game at 100%, when they're only making like $100 an hour, that's a discount. Not only is that a discount, that's a deep discount compared to real life. So for my real life job, I actually deal with lawyer invoices sometimes in the course of my work, and they charge, I mean, given on what they're doing, given the expertise of their subject matter and whatnot, they could charge $300, $400, $500 an hour. I've even seen one up to $550 an hour. Now it was a very specific, I can't give you details, but it was a very specific type of law that person had an expertise in. So if I'm not mistaken, they were also the only one available in the area. So I mean, they get away with that, I guess. I really, frankly, don't know. But I mean, some of the things are egregious too. I mean, I'm looking at the invoice and it's like, okay, you did an email and you said it takes 30 minutes. So you charge your $550 an hour divided by 2 since it's 30 minutes. And okay, well, you get paid $225 to respond to an email. Man, I'm just in awe at that idea. But anyway, let's get these in here. We're going to want to beautify the building for sure, because again, we're dealing with lawyers. We want them to be, we want them to be high class. So where is the direct middle? Is this direct middle? Just trying to be symmetrical here. I believe that is direct middle. If we look, easiest to tell here. So this is dead center of this 4 squares here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 big squares. So there's 4 squares within, there's 4 small squares within a big square. There's 4 big squares between the wall and the edge of this desk. Same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Symmetrical. We are symmetrical. And that's assuming one of them doesn't ask for, or both of them don't ask for an executive desk. Then we are going to be dealing with something else. But for now, we'll do this. Oh, we're about to run out of expensive gifts, it looks like. That's not good. I can actually just leave this here for the moment. So let's do the interior here. We don't need to do anything terribly fancy. Let's do some nice dark wood flooring. What does that bring us to? $9,000. Ooh. Okay, well, $9,000 it is. Whatever. And let's do... yeah, let's do this green. Not bad. Can't remember if I've used this elsewhere or not. Doesn't matter. It's a nice looking green. Kind of reminds me of my room growing up. I had a darker, a little bit darker green than this, but my bedroom was like this. It was really nice during the bright mornings since we faced... Our house faced in a direction where the sun was able to creep in. Even though we weren't facing east directly, where we were, it was just easy for the sun to just creep in big time in the morning. So having a darker room absorbs that sunlight just somewhat. It's not perfect, but it was nice. I enjoyed that. So we're $11,505 to update this interior here. That's going to bring us down to what, 14.3? 14.3. Yep. All right. I forget. I can leave those there. So I need to consider adding some extra stuff. We don't need to do it at this exact moment. We should still hold on to some money, even though we're about to make another chunk of change here tomorrow. But we should hold on to some money so that we can not only get goods if we need them, which better take a look here at our purchasing agents. Good on them. We do need expensive gifts, I think it was, right? Yeah, hopefully this lasts the rest of the day. We will just do... make sure all those are down. Okay, we'll just do 1 box here. And set that for Sunday. So let's do that. All right. Anyway, so we're going to need to hire the lawyers in the first place. Which we can't even do today or tomorrow because the hiring agency is going to be closed. So what I am going to do is move forward until we can get to that day and hire the lawyers And probably by Monday, once I start the hiring process, I'm going to buy a bunch of stuff and make this place look decently presentable, kind of like a law office would in a, well, maybe not a law office in New York City, but maybe in my town, my little dinky town. But I'll be right back, guys. I'll see you here in a second. Okay, it is Monday. We are good to start this law firm business here, so let's call it Dellwood Law. The authority in law. Terrible. All right, let's change this logo too. We want to turn it white with a black background. We're just going to keep everything standardized here. We'll have, oop, maybe not. Let's do white background, black font. There we go. And that looks good. Dellwood Law. The law offices of Dellwood and Dellwood. Sorry. All right, so our guys are getting trained again today. They're 79 and 71 respectively here, as you can very plainly see. They are almost good to go. I know we still need to get them some office equipment, which we will do. What are their demands? Water cooler, nice to have. Coffee machine, important. Okay. So now we need to call city workforce here and hire these lawyers on. We want them to be full-time only. I think, given with how much we have, screw it. Let's get 10 candidates in one day. Just accept it. It's good. It's great. It's super duper. Awesome possum. All right. Since everything else should be taken care of, there's enough hair care products. 700 in fact. Hopefully that means that let's see, over a 7-day period we did 159, 158, 152, 150 divided by 7, roughly 88 products per day. We'll call it 89. That gives us pretty much a week. This amount here will give us essentially a week, maybe a little bit less. So with that being said, I think we're okay just to go through this day. We'll just keep our happiness meter up. We'll continue just boosting it day after day. Keep training these. This is actually a woman, apparently. So these two, I was going to say fellas, but that doesn't really work in this case. Unless you feel like being a fella. You can be whatever the hell you want. You do you. So we'll go through our exercise routine here. 2 hours of straight pull-ups. My guy looks as plain as he did before, when he should be the most jacked entrepreneur in the universe at this point with his daily 2-hour pull-up routine. Kind of reminds me of the pull-up cutscene that you could do in Mass Effect. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. All right. It is 8 o'clock within this day. Let's just fast forward 12 hours. I always like to go a little bit early just in case. We made 12 grand today. Looking good. All right. While we're waiting for the lawyers to pop up, like I said, I got that other retail location, and I do still want to do a coffee place. So let's explore the costs of that while we wait for the lawyers to show up and break the law while we're doing it. Okay. They are currently open, which is good. Just move forward a little bit, give myself some space. All right. This is relatively easy. If I'm not mistaken. So for a coffee shop, let's take a look here. For a coffee shop, You need to have at least obviously a cash register and a product to sell. That goes without saying. However, this business primarily sells croissant, cup of coffee, cupcakes, and donuts. We can, if we so desire, sell apples, bananas, pineapple, apple pens, ice cream, salad, and soda. We are not, I repeat, we are not selling salad. This is a coffee shop. We are not going to sell salad. We are not going to sell ice cream. Unless you can magically start combining products within this game and ice cream is required for some kind of mixed coffee drink in the future, we are not going to sell that either. However, we will sell apples and bananas for one specific reason. Because they can be a breakfast food, and coffee generally is a breakfast drink. So, because of that, I want to combine those. I think it makes sense. If I'm not mistaken, I think I'm pretty sure I've seen some Starbucks, for instance, and other small town coffee shops as well, carrying apples and bananas because they think the same thing. It's a breakfast food. And you're in that shop more likely in the morning. You're looking for your daily potassium and whatever vitamin is in apples. I can't think off the top of my head what it is. Doesn't matter. Breakfast, 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 breakfast. So that's the theme we're going to go for. With bakery showcases, one handles 15. Our retail location, just so we can recap, handles 30. So if we're going to do croissant, donuts, and what's the other one? I forget. Cupcakes. We're going to need 6 of these. So let's get these going here. You know, I'm actually curious how much. Delivery fee is only $250. I'm thinking this isn't a bad idea just to do a delivery for tomorrow. That way we can get our lawyers and figure this out. So we want 6 of these. We want... Gotta go through all these just to find them. Definitely want some of these. Let's do... We only need 1 coffee machine. Let's do 6 cabinets. That way we can have a platform and kind of have like a counter, a checkout counter. All right, we need an industrial coffee machine. We also need, where are they? Storage shelves. We're gonna put 3 in. And we do need security, but we're not going to do that just yet, unfortunately. We need trash bins. We're not going to sell wine, so that would be funny. And I think... Where is the drinks fridge? Did I pass it? I must have passed it here. But that's what we need, is a drinks fridge. There it is. All right, so all in all, what are we looking at? $28,000. Now, that may seem like a lot on the onset for this type of business, considering it's just going to be food, and the margin on food is slimmer, but it's not that bad. So we're going to order it for tomorrow. That gives us time to not only make more money again, that also should give us enough to go to our purchasing agent here. I believe they also do all this stuff. Yep, they do. So let's cancel our order because that's it's happening tomorrow. So we're going to do, let's do 1,000. No, let's do 2,000 of each. That way we know we're covered think I'm going to have to buy a pallet shelf as well, just to be safe. Some apples, some pears. Ooh. Ooh, we're going to be spending lots of money. Oh, not pears. Sorry, I'm not doing pears. I didn't mean to do that. Bananas. There we go. And that's all she wrote. We just need to set the warehouse, which I already did. All right, we're going to order that. Looks good to me. Good on that. We should have our purchasing agent soon for the other stuff. Just kind of thinking out loud here. Oops, I need to grab that pallet shelf here. I think we'll be okay with these 3 pallet shelves. The 2 that we already have in there, and then this one, obviously. So let's get this guy loaded up and run the day and see how things look on the lawyer front in terms of our candidates and move on from there. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, so we now have our full stack of lawyers sitting in our candidate section. And I would like to point out that there are 2 that are at $105 an hour. Now, one of them is 62 years old. The other is 46. I'm more so worried about the 62-year-old because they will retire in 3 to 4 years. Now, we do not discriminate at BCA Enterprises. We are an equal opportunity employer. We follow all laws within the United States. So, because they are the least qualified candidate, but the cheapest candidate, we're going to hire them and we're going to train them. Same goes for Glenn. So Mason and Glenn will be our new lawyers, whom will be trained, but they will cost $105 an hour, which is fantastic. We want that. We could go, we could go hard and get Gregory Blackman, but he's $185 an hour. He's 50% trained, but he's really expensive and really not worth $185 an hour. So let's hire these 2. Oh, before I forget, check this out. I learned this the other day doing the test run that I like to do, which, by the way, guys, I do a test run. I think I mentioned it before. I do a test run to see how things look. It's a different save and stuff like that. I don't want to just, free will it for everything. I am mostly playing this free will, don't get me wrong, but I still want to kind of make it engaging, which I hope I am. There's now 8 of you for my subscribers, which is amazing. I really, really love that I'm gaining more subscribers. I appreciate all of you that have subscribed, and I appreciate everyone who watches. Do not discount yourself if you haven't subscribed. You are still appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Those who have commented as well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway. Little tangent there, an appreciation tangent. But if you click the very first thing that you wanna select, which I learned this when I was trying to train up my employees, and I had them, obviously if you sort it by assigned business and they're unassigned because they're training, they'll all be together. So you have your first one selected, you have your last one selected, or not selected, but you're ready to select it. Hold down Shift, click. Boom, it fills them all in. I should have realized that was the case, and for some reason I never did, so I must apologize to HoveGuard Games. They do have it right. They do have an easier way of selecting candidates without having to individually click. I'm not as salty. In fact, you could say that if my saltiness level was 100% before about having to select things and all that jazz, it is now at 1%. It is not a problem any longer in my eyes. So let's discard all those guys and gals. Let's go to Delaware Law here. Let's get these 2 selected again. Let's assign their business as unassigned. Yep. Now they are unassigned. Sean is training, so we don't need to select them. We'll get those 2 guys and start training. with that, come 10 o'clock, we'll get our delivery. Notice that we still have $40,000, which is nice, but we'll lose 28 here soon. However, I think this is a fantastic spot to stop at because we are going to be getting all the equipment that we can inside of our coffee shop, getting that layout done, and then we are going to move forward with purchasing all the furniture that we need and, you know, making the law firm look good, as well as getting the appropriate furniture within the coffee shop as well, and making the interior look a lot better. So that'll be for the next video, but this time around, this is a good place to stop, like I mentioned. So thank you so much to everyone. Give me a like, give me a sub, give me a comment. Do what you will, but I would love all three. Once again, I've been Deloed. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.